I once couldn't go to the loo because someone famous was in the cubicle next to me.
Right. David's team.
Oh, so, who?
Beyonce.
Oh, come on. Now, Kush, where are we?
OK, so I went to the Met Gala a few years ago when I was still living in New York, and she was there.
Do you know what the Met Gala is?
I do.
You do?
Do you?
Yeah. It's a big sort of party slash charity event in New York where lots of famous people turn up in costumes and I don't know, and I assume then it's sort of drinks and nibbles.
When you go there, there's like a massive party inside, but there's also only really 1 or 2 toilets, so lots of famous people end up queuing for the loo, and it's taking them a lot of time to get out of the outfits to have a wee, because everyone needs help, because all the outfits are really high-tech.
Who was in your queue?
Well, Barbara Streisand was behind me.
No.
Wow.
And Beyonce was in front of me.
Did Beyonce have security with her?
Everybody had, like, 2 or 3 people with them to help them in and out of their stuff. So she was in a very tight, tube-like dress made out of plasticky stuff. I got in the cubicle, and obviously she went in one before me, and I went in the one next to her, and I could hear...
She's in there with... She's in there with 2 other people.
Yes, so I'm not sure if you've been in a girl's toilet recently, David, but anybody that needs an outfit that needs help, we go in together and we help each other with it.
Beyonce is like Queen Bee. I just don't think she would queue. I think you've got a toilet built outside separately.
At that level, you can probably organise it that you have, like, one massive wee at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And then you're done. Because otherwise, you're just too busy.
God, I'd kill for that.
So you're in the cubicle, you can hear... next door.
You can hear everyone in the other toilets trying to do the same thing, like get, you know, oh, here, unpin this, oh, wait, I'll sew this.
Further along, could you hear memories like the corners? We've got nothing to be guilty of. I am a woman in love. No?
No.
Oh, what a stuck-up old cow. She could have given a song, didn't she?
Anyway, so she started to wee.
You heard it?
You heard Beyonce's...
Well, that was why I couldn't go. I could hear her stream.
Oh.
And...
Islands in the stream, that is what we are.
I just felt it was my most magical moments of my life. I thought maybe if I listened, I could maybe take on some of the magic or something, like it would rub off on me in some way, just in the...
Well, if she missed the toilet, it definitely would, wouldn't it?
So I couldn't go. I couldn't go.
Did you talk to her? Who did you talk to that night, Kush?
It was hosted by Taylor Swift and Tom Hiddleston.
Oh.
And I think I was sat between Sarah Jessica Parker and Grandmaster Flash.
Oh, wow.
And tonight...
Lee Mack and Tim Vine. But if it's worth anything, I have been to the toilet whilst we've been doing this.
OK, it's time to take a guess. Is Kush telling the truth?
I want it to be true, because I love the idea of the sort of crackly dress and, like, being unable to... Because I think I can imagine that.
I want it to be true as well, so that we can go to the Met Gala together next year. She laughed like, yeah, right.
Yeah. I think my instinct is it's a lie.
OK, they think it's a lie. Kush, was it a lie? Were you telling us the truth?
It was true.
I once upset a lot of people after I was hired to film a wedding. Something I'd entirely forgotten.
David's team.
Who hired you to film their wedding?
A very good friend of mine who saw something in me. He was called Dr. King.
All right.
And he had an act. He was a comedian. It was his stage name.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he had little toy rabbits, little furry rabbits on the end of string, about 10 of them. And he would tell a joke. I bought my granddad a snowboard for Christmas. He's been going downhill ever since. And then swing the rabbits.
Right.
Someone married this man.
Did I say he was married?
Well, you
did say it was his wedding.
You asked me who asked me to film a wedding.
OK, I think I asked you who asked you to film their wedding.
Well, in that case, I apologise. I've behaved very badly.
OK, Dr King commissioned you to film someone else's wedding?
Yes.
OK.
I found myself living with him.
What?
And he was a professional gambler. He made his living betting on the horses.
Right.
He would only make a few bets a year. It could be as little as 5. He also did videos of weddings.
And you lived with him?
I lived with him, yeah. He drank 5 pints of milk a day.
Wow, that's a lot of milk.
Isn't it a lot of milk?
Wow.
I'll tell you what's interesting. Nothing to do with the story. His girlfriend was one of the Teletubbies.
Which one?
The green one.
And you said he would only make about 5 bets a year. How do you make enough money from that?
Big bets.
Is that his girlfriend's name?
There you go. So, obviously, that's true.
So, he ran a business videoing weddings and similar events,
Yes,
did he?
and then one Saturday, I was asked to go along and be one of the 2 cameras. So I went to this wedding, and he said, go down the front and get the bride coming in.
You mean filmer?
Filmer, yeah.
All right. Kidnapper.
And you said this angered a lot of people.
No, that didn't anger anyone. What you do is, in those days, is you didn't edit videos, you just gave them all the footage. I go home back to the flat to transfer the little cassettes that are in the VCR onto a VHS.
Onto a VHS. So what happens then?
I did what I was meant to do.
Yes.
Handed it over to the family. The next morning, there was a knock on the door, like the police.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. And it was the father of the bride.
Oh, no, what had you done? What was the footage?
Exactly.
Oh, no.
Because the VHS that I gave to the family was a recording of a horse race. So when they turned it on to show the family, it went, and they're off!
Because you had recorded the wrong thing?
I know I'd taken the wrong VHS, which was one of It ties in! Because it was one of Kingy's
Bets.
Horse racing.
But you transferred it from the small cassette that
Yes.
goes in the camera to a VHS.
Yes.
And then just picked up a different VHS.
I mean, it's a long time ago. My memory's fleeting, a bit like a mouse's tear on a hot griddle.
Did you still have the right VHS in the flat? Because that could have resolved matters quite quickly.
Absolutely did. But he did say to us, you've behaved very badly and you should be ashamed of yourselves.
The thing is, the story is absolute nonsense. Like, it's ridiculous.
No, actually, when you get into it...
That's what I'm
the
saying.
milk and rabbits aside, it's just Bob took the wrong VHS.
Yes!
As you imagine I once mixed up 2 VHSs, we'd think that was plausible, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Let's move on.
So do you think Bob's been telling you the truth?
I don't want to talk on that subject. You happy to go true?
Yeah. Me gut's saying lie, but...
You think lie, you think true.
Yeah.
We're going to say true. We're going to say true, and then I've just got some things to do. So that's fine. You can let me know at some point.
You're 100% on this?
I've said what I've said.
Oh. That's your decision. You're saying it's true.
I'm just trying to... You know, there's a bigger picture. It's a troubled world out there. I think I'm going to address that.
And we'll live with the consequences.
Absolutely.
OK, they say it's true. Bob, was it true or was it a lie?
I was telling the truth.
Read that for us, mate.
Oh, you're so show busy. Read it yourself. I once offended a member of a heavy metal band when I told him his metal wasn't heavy enough.
OK, what was the heavy metal band?
Well...
You can say, well, I don't know the names of any heavy metal bands, so just say anything.
Nor do I.
I'm on the radio, so I might.
Oh, right, OK.
I might. Error type 11. Oh, no. We don't play them on radio, too.
All right.
When was this, Chris?
Oh, this was maybe 20-odd years ago.
Right.
And how did you encounter the band Error Type 11?
I went to watch them.
Right. Because you were already a fan?
No. Yes. I thought I was.
So how had you heard of Error Type 11 in order to go to one of their gigs?
I had the album. I went to a concert, and I was expecting them to be really quite heavy, and they were quite whiny.
Oh. So, hang on, so you're not talking about literal metal?
It's a genre of music, David.
I know it's a genre of music.
It's a very loud, thrashy
I
metal.
wondered whether there might have been some sort of play on words within the assertion. But
no. I thought you were joking. That was a genuine question.
A genuine... I thought there might have been some circumstances where... I don't know.
They were carrying some metal.
Maybe.
And he had a chance to hold it and then say, I thought your metal was going to be heavier.
OK, so
Chris... What scenario would that happen?
I'm going to tell you.
Go on, then.
Chris is sharing a flat with someone who's in a heavy metal band many years ago.
Right.
And this person has to go and buy some saucepans for the flat. And then the saucepans are of insufficient quality for Chris's needs. And one of the problems, one of the signs of that is, unlike, say, a Le Creuset, this is a very light saucepan. It's not heavy enough. And Chris finds that hilarious. Yeah. The idea that this heavy metal musician has bought stupidly light metal for a domestic context. Now, that would be an anecdote.
Yeah.
But what happened is you had bought the album and were disappointed.
Well, they weren't as heavy as I thought they were going to be. And I mentioned this to one of the band members in the interval.
In the interval? I've not been to many gigs. So there's an interval in which it's possible to mingle with the band.
They had an interval, and they came off the front of the stage to the bar.
To chat?
To get some drinks.
All right.
Basically, it wasn't the band I thought it was.
So it wasn't Error Type 11?
So the band I saw was Error Type 11.
But the band you'd hoped to see was...
Eyelid.
Eyelid. OK. And how did you manage to buy tickets to an Error Type 11 concert when what you'd wanted was tickets to an Eyelid concert?
Because I had the CDs in the wrong cases.
So you had been listening repeatedly to Eyelid's music and attributing that music to Error Type 11.
Yeah, and the other way around.
Did they have similar album covers then? Eyelid and... What's it called?
Error Type 11.
I mean, I don't know if anyone's mentioned this, but I'm blind, so...
This is a bit awkward, because I don't know if anyone's mentioned it, but so's Catherine.
All right, David, what's it going to be?
True?
I think true.
I think it's a lie.
Well, the thing is, the specifics. If he was making it up, he wouldn't have said that a band member came down during the interval. He would have made up something better. So we're going to go true.
We're saying it's true. Chris, they think it's true. Was it true, or was it a lie?
It is true.
It's true. Chris did offend a heavy metaler.
I was sick into the FA Cup.
Oh, yeah. David's team.
Were you?
For the love of God, say yes.
I actually was.
That's a very good follow-up question.
Under what circumstances?
So, basically, we just won the FA Cup, and then people do that thing where they pour the champagne into the FA Cup.
Who is we, Jill?
Manchester City.
Manchester City,
yeah,
right,
Manchester City. I take a sip of this champagne stuff, and I brought it back up into the FA Cup.
Did they sing a song like, we like to drink with Jill?
Because Jill is on me. And when we drink with Jill, she dances drinking 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, yeah! And then and then I was sick, yeah. Are we the only two that go out?
Yeah, I've never heard that song.
That's also new to me.
I've never heard that in my life.
Well, you know what the worst thing was?
The person who got the second swig.
I didn't tell the girls.
Oh,
I know, because then they were passing it round.
This wasn't a full vomit. This was more like a short-term regurgitation.
Yeah, but I was a bit sick.
Did it go down the wrong hole?
No, I definitely went down the right
I think the part that makes me suspicious is I believe Jill was a really nice person and she'd be like, oh, I've just puked in that.
Is that your definition of a nice person?
What do you reckon, Koji?
I reckon you did it.
It's like the end of EastEnders.
You think lie? So it's up to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that's true.
Jill, was it true? They think it was, or was it a lie?
So it was a lie.
As a schoolgirl, I got a free can of Coke every day from my newsagent in exchange for keeping quiet about his affair.
Lee's team.
How old are you?
I was 12.
And this happened for how long?
Maybe for about a year or so.
How did you know about the affair?
Because I walked in on them.
What were they doing?
Something that they shouldn't be doing.
Bit of a pick and mix?
Well, he was picking and she was mixing.
What did you see them do? They were getting amorous, were they?
Gosh. Right, so went in and the door, because it was a post office as well, was open. And because we know him, I peeked round and somebody was on their knees.
Oh, God.
Had they dropped a contact lens?
Or they were simply praying for forgiveness.
Yeah.
That's not how you lick a stamp.
He went, they all kind of, like, made noise, and I kind of... just checking if he was all right, so just checking if he was all right.
What did he say?
And he was like...
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Did you know who she was?
Yes.
She was a member of the local community?
She definitely was part of the community.
Was she married?
Yes.
So they were both married?
Yeah.
Not to each other?
No.
At what point did you have the actual deal where you said, I need to be paid with cola?
Right, so I didn't go in for a couple of days.
Right.
But back in those days, they had... Do you remember the jelly sweets that was a watch?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I loved those sweets, and that was the only one that ever did it. So after 2 days, I was like, you know what? I'm going back in there. And then he was like, oh, no, take some more. You can have some more. And I was like, you never give anything free. So I said, can I have a cola as well? And he was like, OK. And I was like, OK.
So
and
at no stage did he say to you, don't tell anyone? It was all just done with looks and stuff?
I went back again. He gave me more sweets. I said, can I get a cola? And once I realised he was going to give it to me every time I went in...
You realised you were on for it? So, in a way, by you talking about this on national television, you've reneged on the deal.
Well, I haven't said their name, and I haven't said where I lived at the time.
Where did you live at the time?
How long did the fizzy drink deal go on for?
Oh, that went on for time until... I'd definitely say at least...
Last week.
Still get them delivered to my house now.
What do you think, Tim? I don't mean in general, I mean about this.
Yes. I think it's true because your description of the sort of looks backwards and forwards and it rings true to me.
I'll go with whatever you think. I'm not sure.
Are you 51% even towards one or the other?
Oh, I see what you mean.
You'd have to be sure,
Is that
but...
part of the game, or do you just not want to decide?
I don't like deciding.
OK.
Because I like someone to blame.
OK.
There's no right and wrong answers.
Well, I mean, yeah, there are.
I'm going to say true.
True.
OK.
We'll say true.
That's saying true. Judy, it was a while ago. It was shocking.
Very.
But was it true?
It definitely was a lie.
I once jumped in a canal because a goose honked at me.
Please, team.
What was the goose driving?
So, I'm scared of geese, right? And I'm walking down the canal in Manchester. There was a brick wall on one side of me, so I was trapped because there was a wall in the water.
Yeah.
And one goose was asleep, so I, sneaked past it. And then this other goose came in the middle and, like quacked. So, and I don't speak goose, but it sounded not like a compliment. So then I went to turn around, and then the other goose was awake.
Oh, no.
I panicked and jumped in the water.
Classic.
You jumped in?
Yeah, jumped in. Pencil dive.
Not knowing how deep it's going to be.
I know those waters quite well because I used to go canoeing on the canals in Manchester when I was a kid.
In what circumstances were you canoeing?
Oh, so every Sunday I used to be in a canoeing club because he wanted to try and keep kids out of gangs. Well, it was on a Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, which doesn't feel like a big gang time to me, but that's when it was.
And how deep was it? Did you touch the bottom?
It was about hip height.
Doing a pencil dive was quite a penetrative dive. Did you go straight to the bottom and...?
Oh, no, but I bent my knees, you know, and...
So not strictly a pencil dive, then?
Well, by the time I landed, it was pencil.
That sounds like quite a controlled manoeuvre, rather than a man, you know...
You're not the only athlete here.
You jumped in,
yes.
What was the immediate aftermath?
Well, I kind of just stood there for about, I'm going to say...
You stood in the canal?
Yeah, for like a solid 90 seconds, just kind of looked at the goose. The goose just started to look really confused.
Which goose?
The aggressive one, that was the one close to me.
Oh, it was good goose, bad goose?
Yeah.
I think it's like bad goose, apathetic goose.
Yeah, and then I just stood out of the water, walked past the goose, and I remember saying out loud to myself, I think you might have overreacted there, Josh.
You got out of the water and you walked past the goose?
Yeah, because...
negate the point. Surely you go past the goose, then get out of the water, otherwise you just jumped in and then got back straight to where you were.
The whole story was pointless. What happened was... I jumped in the water, realised the goose was kind of chill by this point, and then just thought, I'm going to risk it.
What colour was the goose?
Like, brown.
Black and brown?
With a black head.
I think that's the Canadian goose, isn't it?
Well, it might have been on holiday in Manchester, because it was there with me.
The other side of the canal, was that an option to continue through the canal to the other
No,
side?
it was people's gardens, and it was already getting weird enough. I didn't want to go in. Johnny's there having a cup of tea. What are you doing? I'm running from a goose. I mean, that's not going to make my community look very good, is it? We're already seen as being dramatic, so I just...
All right, let's take a guess. Shazia.
I think it's a lie. It's just too outrageous.
I think it's true. You strike me as the kind of guy that would do exactly that. So I can literally picture him doing it. Do you know what I mean? I'm about 70% sure it's true.
So 70%? How can you measure it?
How sure are you that it's a lie as a percentage?
50%?
That's how we started! It was 50-50 before we started all this! And you've got... Oh, that's definitely still 50%.
Right, what's it going to be, Lee?
I've been persuaded by you that it's a lie.
How is that
persuaded? Oh, don't be persuaded by
me. Not you, I mean that spiel, not... I don't mean that, I mean, like, the things you said. How is that series
Don't say it again! Don't keep saying it!
Series of things that she said, how has that persuaded you?
Because I think she was very good in her argument, just not great at her maths.
I'm going to go with Matt.
All right, I'll say it's true. I think it's a lie, but you two think it's true.
That is weak leadership. You said lie.
I'm a weak man! I'm a very weak man. There's a reason I didn't pass the test for Gladiator.
Yeah, but
Gladiator's ready! And I went, not really.
Lee, mate, come on, let's go. Go with it.
Right.
You initially said
lie.
lie.
You say it's a lie?
You said it's a lie?
Yes!
OK, Josh, was it lie or was it the truth?
It's true!
I once accidentally made my nan eat something she shouldn't have.
Ooh. Made your nan eat something... What was that thing?
It was a toenail.
Ouch! True, let's just move on.
I need to ask a question. Is your nan still alive?
She is.
Yeah.
Well, you sounded rather regretful there, Lenny. Are you keen to get rid of the old bat?
Yeah, he's just making... It is June we're recording this, and this is going out at Christmas. He's just hedging his bets.
Yeah. Can we just do different takes. Just say one no, she isn't, and then one she is.
OK.
Just we have both options.
Is your nan still with us?
No.
I don't think we should do the version whilst Rusty's laughing. Is she not alive? No. Boom! Boom!
And where are we?
We are in my... I'm weird now. We're in my bedroom.
You're at home in your bedroom?
Yeah.
And what happens?
Sorry, I thought it was very funny the way you said, where are we? You said, in my bedroom, and you changed it to, so you're
Yes,
in your bedroom?
I did.
I'm not there anymore. Carry on now.
That's absolutely
That's
right.
what happened, wasn't it? I'm not going to say the wee thing again. Why are we in your bedroom? I'm confused, man, in your bedroom again.
Get out, Rob, get out.
Just to be clear, I'm not in Lenny's bedroom, and I never have been. Have I, Lenny?
For legal reasons, no.
So you're in your bedroom with your nan. What happened next?
Just had an operation in March on my back and sitting on my bed, and I realised my nails look a bit long on my toes. So I cut them. Basically, I had a Reese's Pieces packet. So I'd put the nail in the packet. My nan's come to visit me after my operation. Then she said, oh, I like Reese's. She picks it up. And she's got half a nail hanging out.
Merry Christmas, kids.
What do you think, Jimmy?
Well, firstly, I think it's true, and I think also it serves her right. Yeah. You're meant to bring the person who's recuperating some treats.
That is rude, actually, isn't it? Thank you, Nan.
That's a point. Yeah. Or let Lenny maybe do one where you go, thank you, Nan.
Maybe just for safety, do another one where we go, thank you, Nan, just because we don't know. We don't know.
Miss you.
Laura, what are you thinking?
You couldn't have reached your toenails if you'd had an operation on your back.
I've got little legs.
OK.
Hang on, you've also got little arms.
That's where Rob comes in.
All right, it's time to make a choice here, David.
OK. I'm trying to read your mind, as you rightly tell, so try and keep still. OK, I think it's true.
They think it's true, Lenny. Was it true or was it a lie?
You can read minds well, it's true.